spot in the ground where I've cleared away the leaves in my garden. And we're going to try a technique called worm grunting. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm going to use this stick right here and that stick right there with notches on it to create some vibration in the ground. And we're going to see if that brings up some worms, and then I'm going to tell you why. So we'll take a look here. Hey Olive, yeah, I know you're wanting to know what's going on here. I'm going to feed you some worms in a second, so be ready. Again, here's our ground. Right there, people. Yeah, not so crazy now, am I? It's definitely working, just not super great, but a few already. Bumblebee doesn't like it very much, apparently. This is number 4 right here. Well, I'd say that was a pretty good success for a first time trying it. Let me show you what this looks like. It's just a piece of oak wood with some notches cut in it. And another piece of oak wood that we just rub across it to create vibration in the soil. In just a second, I'm going to tell you why this works. It's all science, baby. All science. So, there are 2 really common thoughts on why this earthworm grunting technique actually works. The first one is that the vibration in the soil from the stick creates vibration that is like what it is when it's raining out. The second one, which I think is more realistic and more science-based even than the first, is that it simulates what it sounds like when a mole, an earthworm's predator, is hunting it under the soil. Let's head back into the lab and see if we can explain it in more detail. Hey, if you're an earthworm, nothing scares you more than a mole, because that is their number 1 predator when they're in the soil. And the best way to escape a mole is to get on the surface. So there's a scientist out of Vanderbilt University who has studied the feeding behavior of moles and the escape responses of earthworms, and here's what he found. When moles are under the soil and they're feeding on worms, they make a vibrating sound as they dig through the soil with their oversized paddle-like front feet with extra large claws. The furious digging motion creates vibration in the soil, which the earthworms recognize as a predator. They quickly slither to the surface to escape the voracious mole. When we put the stick in the ground and run the opposite one across the notches, we can actually simulate the hunting vibrations of a mole, and the worms come to the surface for us. Now, isn't that some cool science? Hey, you know, animals are truly amazing. And did you know that some species of turtles and seagulls have actually copied the idea of the mole making this sound under the ground and causing the ground to vibrate to get earthworms to come to the surface? It's called exploitive mimicry, and it's the idea of copying the technique of another creature to help you better survive. Again, exploitive mimicry. Very cool science. Very cool. Hey, one of the things that I really love about science is that there's no shortage of new things to learn. And today you were able to learn something new about worm grunting, a crazy and unique art form. Hope you enjoyed it. Mr. J